Karoline, I know that was a tough loss. Just what did y'all say after the game, and how do you adjust? Because that's a hard one to stomach right now. I know. Just what's y'all's sort of mindset after this one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were up at the half, so we had momentum going to the locker room. So I think just focusing more as we come off the court, and come back onto the court out of the locker room, and I think that we just didn't really play Tennessee basketball fully tonight. They beat us on the offensive boards and overall, and that's something that we really pride ourselves on. So that's something that we got to look at and clean up for the next game.
Jasmine, Karoline had some really good success offensively in the second quarter. I know Notre Dame switched to 3 bigs in the second half. Just how did that change things? Why do you feel like you guys weren't able to keep getting looks inside for Karoline when she was really kind of having success in that?
I think Wiselaw kind of second half-ish was they kind of brought their help side more. So we were kind of looking for skips there, and then we also wanted to play with pace. So I think we missed her a couple times. We missed a lot of our bigs a couple times. Just trying to play fast. But I think we need to slow down and give our post a chance to post, especially when they were doing so good in the first half. So going back to what what put us up in the second half is kind of what we're working on too.
Piggybacking off of that, Karoline, what do you think did allow you to have so much success on the inside during that first half?
I think that they had to respect our shooters. Obviously, we got a lot of great players on the floor, especially, post to post. Also, I think that Sarah and Jill and myself were able to kind of play off of each other in that aspect, someone being on the perimeter and one of us being in. And I think that obviously they adjusted to it later on, but I think that me being able to kind of go one-on-one in the post was pretty beneficial.
Karoline, you guys, everyone seemed like they were rebounding really well in the first half, including the guards. Second half, got out rebounded 21-10. I know they added another big in there, but just how did that change things? Where do you guys feel like you lost the battle on the boards in the second half?
Yeah, they were really crashing well. I think honestly we lost it on their end, us not boxing them out. Number 15 had I think 7 boards, so just not finding her and kind of knowing where she was really hurt us. And I think that ultimately we just didn't come up with the ball a lot of times. We were crashing, but we just kind of let it go off our hands or let them get a tip on it, and that's something else we need to work on.
This is for any of you. 8 of 28 from 3, obviously a few more go down. You're talking about a different ball game. With a lot of size on the Irish side, is that an emphasis going into the game to kind of let the ball fly and then shoot the ball from there?
I feel like we're an unselfish team, and if we see someone open on the 3, then we want them to take that shot, and whether they fall or not. And tonight, they really weren't falling, so we'll live with that. Like it's an open shot for. I feel like we have really good players, and we just have to shoot it with confidence.
This is for Jasmine and Destinee. You guys, the turnovers were a huge problem in the first half, but second half, 11 turnovers. Just felt like the Notre Dame defense was bothering everyone a little bit more. Just what kind of changed, and why do you feel like, combined with the turnovers, you guys weren't able to pull that momentum back in your favor like you did against, say, Oklahoma?
I would say in the first half we kind of broke their pressure a lot. We were poised. I think in the second half they sped us up. We tried to play with pace, but they sped us up a lot more than we wanted to. We kind of got out of control at times, and I don't think we were focused as much as we wanted to be. So we were just trying to hone in on the defensive end because we kept having to go back and get the turnovers, but that's where they got their momentum from, is getting turnovers, getting stops, and scoring in transition. They had a lot of points off our turnovers, so that's kind of where they got their momentum from, and we weren't able to kind of match that intensity.
Jasmine, defensively, it seemed like wherever the ball was, you were flying over there. You guys were able to limit them to 0 threes the entire game. Was that the game plan going in, and how did you guys find success in that regard?
We've been struggling a lot these past couple games of working people off the 3. So we're trying to go into every single game with the mindset of, if we go into a game and they shoot a lot of 3s to contain that. That was an emphasis for every game basically that we play. Every team's gonna shoot the three, and we have to be better each game at it. And for this game, we really decided to, get up and guard and help each other out. If it wasn't me, it was Destinee. If it wasn't Destinee, it was a big coming to help. So it was a collective effort from everybody.
Karoline, without shooting any threes, Notre Dame was able to get inside a lot. How do you think they challenged you, especially in that second half, shooting over 50% from the field?
Yeah, I think it goes back to those offensive rebounds. Obviously, we were our focus was a lot on their guards because they have such good guard play, scoring wise, and I think we just missed our assignments, some of them, and also just they're really pounding it in there. So just like not sliding your feet and stuff like that. I think that we can clean that up, and yeah, I'd say the offensive boards really killed us with the shooting percentage.
Jasmine, this team has had a lot of opportunities to learn how to play in these close games. What else do you think this team does need to learn to come out on top in these situations?
Close out a game. This is the game that we should have won. That's why it's doing so much. We were up, we had the upper hand. I think, along with the Memphis game I talk about a lot, we should have went to overcome in that game. We were up. So just learning to close out a game and be poised on the stretch. Limit our turnovers in the second half. Those are things that we should need to continue to progress on.
Jasmine, with that poise piece, I know, Kelly's talked about just how much poise and confidence Rukia gives you guys in those situations. Just how much, will she help when she gets back? But do you feel like you guys have grown in that since she's been out, or where can you see improvements until you guys get her back?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement. I think that our first game with Rukia, you can see a lot of, I think it was the Memphis game. A lot of, we weren't really smart down the stretch. We were rushing shots. We were kind of just more panicked. And we've learned a lot, from missing, our future All-American. Like, he is one of the best players in, the country. So just missing her and trying to make up for that has been a lot. But we've been trying to adjust and trying to, put that poise that she brings for us. Obviously when you have somebody out, it's next man up. So just trying to continuously progress at that, because that's all we can do at this point.
For any of you guys, so Ohio State's next, and that's an opportunity. How do you guys feel like you want to approach that game, especially with this loss and what you can learn from this loss and go over and practice?
Obviously, I'd like us to build on the no threes. That is something that we've really been harping on. Obviously, Ohio State's got a lot of good guard play too, so I think that we're really focused on this game. So now we're going to be really focused on the personnel for that game, and I'm sure Kelly's going to have us doing a lot of rebounding drills in practice too. So
we'll wrap up with Cora and Maria.
Destinee, this team had 9 assists at halftime, and then really felt we got kind of stagnant in the second half, only 4 assists after halftime. Just what did Notre Dame change up defensively that got you out of rhythm, or the whole offense out of rhythm? And where do you feel like you guys can handle that better in the future?
I feel like a lot of that came from them just coming out and punching us in the mouth. We couldn't get stops when we needed to, and so that slowed down our transition. We couldn't get easy buckets in transition like we used to. We couldn't push the ball. I feel like it really just slowed us down. So I feel like if we had got more stops and been able to push the ball, we would have kept our momentum.
Destinee, I know you're just 6 games now into your time at Tennessee. Jasmine Powell has spoken about how much better this season was for her the second year, and how much more you understand what you need to do. Just what do you take from a game like this moving forward? Because point guards take losses personally. They just do. What do you take from this game next?
Anytime you lose, it's not great, but I feel like it's still early. We're still learning I know I'm still adjusting and still learning from my teammates and my coaches, but I feel like everyone hits adversity, and I feel like how you respond to it tells a lot about what this team, how tough this team is. And I know we're tough. I know we're gonna get through it, and we just have to take it game by game. every game has a life of its own. So we just gotta keep pushing and keep staying together and get more wins.
Thanks, ladies.